meeting you too.
Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm Alexa Ho. I'm currently pastoring in PJEFC. I'm married to Gary Ng, and my current hobby is to watch stand-up comedy. I say yes to Unite because I am actually getting old. If I don't say yes this year, next year I might not be invited. But the truth is, I'm very, very passionate for the younger generation, and I can't wait to see what God will do in us and through us together in the same space for the generation of Malaysia Christians. I love the whole counsel of God, but if I have to choose a favorite verse, it will be Micah 6:8. Love justice, do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with God. I do believe this verse should be the mandate of every Christian, every follower of Jesus Christ, the way they ought to live their life. Quite easy. 3. Number 1, back when I was in school, I was a CF president for 2 years. Number 2, I'm actually an introvert by heart, so I don't prefer people. And number 3, I just finished binging all seasons of Stranger Things.
Publicly humiliate you. You see, crucifixion is such a labor-intensive kind of method to kill someone. You need 4 people to tang, the criminal. You know how the cross look like, right? Why I make 4 tang. Okay? And then, of course, you need 1 centurion to oversee it. So expensive. Why use this way to kill someone? Why don't you just slit his throat? Because the Romans want to send a message to anyone that will rebel against them. We are the Romans, we are the powerful one. You are nothing. And it reinforced the idea that death should be the last thing in your mind. Don't even think about it. The cross signifies come and die. And it signifies when you come and die, the cross signifies that death is the most awful thing in the world. But Jesus, by using his death as an example, he tells us to take up our crosses. Here, he is challenging this very idea that death is the most terrifying thing. No. Jesus is saying to us, there are worse things than death in this world. And living in fear is one of those things. So today's topic is to inspire you to look at fear a different way. There are worse things than death in this world, and Jesus is saying living in fear of losing our lives could be one of them. And do you know anyone who actually live lives like that? Live life fearful of death so much that we will do whatever within our power to escape it, to keep ourselves alive. Don't have to look very far. You, me, everyone in this room were living this kind of life for the past 2 years. COVID has made all of us fearful of death. We all live fearful of death the entire time of COVID-19. The fear of dying is staring at our face these 2 years. We go extreme measure to protect ourselves from contracting COVID. We lock ourselves at home, or rather the government lock us up. We dare not step up. Some of us, you talk to them, they adjust their mask 10 times, because you're so scared, little home mask, must make sure it stick to your face like that. Because the harmful particle will come in and you will drop dead. SOP say 2 meter, but then we purposely say 5 meter. We see people at the shopping lane, right? Do you mind? There are also tomato there. We were living in fear of losing our lives the past 2 years. Now ask yourself this question. When you think back of the past 2 years, were you living at all, even though you are kept alive? I heard so many comments from people that they have wasted these 2 years stuck at home, preserving life, but not really living. Now, don't get me wrong. I know the SOPs are important to keep us alive. That's why most of you are here today. But I want us to stare at the reality of what fear does to us. Fear does this. It robs us of really living out what God has intended for us to live life to the fullest. This is truth, young people. If you are going to let fear run your life, then fear is your God. Let me repeat that again. If you are going to let fear decide for you whether you should do anything at all for God, then fear is your God. It is not Jesus. So for 33 years of my life, I never once did go for a mission trip to any interior part of anywhere in the world. Even though when I did my spiritual gift test many years ago, missionary gift is actually my highest gift. I was called, my purpose supposed to go to some Sabah, Sarawak rural area to be missionary. But you know why I never been? Because of my unhealthy fear of cockroaches. Insects. Raise your hand if you are like me. No condemnation in Jesus Christ. Raise your hand up high. The rest of you do not know that kind of fear. You may laugh, but you're not going to break our spirit. I want to say it and let it be on record. Cockroaches has no reason to live. The only thing that has no purpose in life is cockroaches. I wanted so badly to encounter God's leading. I really wanted to encounter God. I want to give my life to be a blessing. But every time I close my eye, I think of all the insects, surrounding me. It just paralyzed me. And that fear kept me from stepping out of my comfort zone and locked me in my own bubbles of safety for many, many years. And you know, some of us live life being controlled by this kind of fear. It might not be fear of cockroaches for you. Only 30% raise their hand. But what fear that you are living in right now that prohibits you from making an impact? Some of us, Pastor Daniel talked about reaching out to those people who are poor, marginalized, people who don't have enough. Do you know some of us are fearful of poor people? Some of us are fearful of people of different race, different color, different smell. And that fear has kept us from losing our lives for Jesus. Some of us fearful of serving in CF, in church. Because why? I fear after that I cannot do well in exam. You have heard today, you don't need degree to make life. I have 2 degrees and I can't even go Sabah. Some of us are fearful to give our life to serve God because we scared. If we do that, then we attract people with different vibe. I hear that if you start befriending that loner there, he will always come and kacau you one. Then you no more freedom. Fear of inconvenience. Fear of difficult people. Fear of losing our lives for Jesus' sake. Like that, how? Like that, how? Fear runs our life. If this is you, I pray that today you'll be set free from that. This fear robs us of our life. Few months ago, or few years ago, I played this game called Nerf War. Yes. Not bad, huh? So for fear of being shot and die in the game, some of us like me forever hide behind the wall one. I look very cool, like as if I'm ready, right? I was hiding there for 30 minutes. That's why they can take such a nice photo of me. I was hiding there just at the wall, like want to come out, don't want to come out. I just wanted to live. I don't want to die. Don't want to die, but not living either. And even if the game ends with the team wins, which my team won, these war hiders can't exactly take credit. They can't say, my team won, we have lived. For you, all you ever did was just hide. By the way, can you show that photo again? I want to show you a little bit about the slide. That's my husband, by the way, trying to kill me. I just want to say that. If you live like that, you're not really living at all. I'm only as good as the wall I was hiding behind. And when the day finally comes to an end, for none can avoid that at all, suddenly we will discover if we have lived in fear, we have not lived at all, let alone live for God. Jesus says this, whoever would save his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. This is the only way to have life and life to the fullest. Not to save it, but to spend it, to give it away. For life cannot be kept like water. This water in the bottle, right? From Nirvana, by the way. I just want to stare death at his face. So ngam. Want to check or not? You see, you're so scared. See Nirvana, so close eyes. My brother need to be delivered from fear of death. Look at this. This is a water bottle. What does a water do for us? Quench our thirst and give life. But it can't give life, it can't live its purpose if all it does is stay here. Water is not meant to be kept, hidden away. It's meant to be poured out to save others. This is how Christian life ought to be. God has given you a wonderful, a good, blessed life. But it is only as good and blessed and wonderful as you give that life away. Better than giving your A's away. So Jesus gave us a choice. Instead of surrendering our lives to fear, we should surrender ourselves to God. Instead of obeying voice that tells us, oh, play it safe. We hear voices like this all the time. Play it safe. Don't risk it. Stay in the line. Don't cross no borders. Don't even walk on water even when Jesus asks you to. I ask you to take a challenge today. Make a choice. Not to listen to all those voices, but listen to God's voice instead. The voice that says, follow me, do not fear. The voice that says, yes, there will be pain at times. There will be suffering. There will be inconvenience. There will be all this and more. But I am here with you. Do not fear. This is the voice of Jesus. He never promised us safety. And I want to say this. Jesus never promised us safety from danger. But his voice always promised us life. There's a difference, yeah? Get out of your comfort zone and start living that life God has asked you to live. This is then the original, unedited version of Jesus' vision. Deny yourself, take up the cross, and follow him. I'm an ardent fan. I think I'm the greatest fan of Lionel Messi, the real deal in football world, the greatest football player of all time. I know some of you disagree. It's okay, I have the mic. I'm such a fan. I know everything important that I need to know about this person. I'm such a fan that 3 years ago when my husband wanted to bring me, or 6 years ago when my husband wanted to bring me to Europe for holiday, the whole of the itinerary need to be adjusted to being in Spain. Set that day and the rest of the other places just have to adjust to it. And so in February 2017, I found myself in Camp Nou in Barcelona and I saw Messi played. I never cheered so madly for someone before. I was like, Messi! As you can see, I was so high. Yeah, again, because my husband couldn't procure a more expensive ticket. I was like, Messi, I'm from Malaysia. I'm Alexa Ho. My number is 012-372. I can smell his sweat. I was so near, so near, so near. I love you, Messi. And I did all the crazy stuff you imagine a fan would do. But nothing else is really required of me as his fan. All I did on that day, even though it's crazy, was cheering loudly until no more voice, shout, 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 and clap, comment a lot. But I didn't make any sacrifice as a fan. I didn't even sweat, by the way, because it was almost winter. The truth is this, sometimes, even though I call myself as a fan, right, I also realize times when he played very badly one more. So he had bad season. All footballer has that. Messi very seldom, but God last still, right? He has bad season, especially now in his new club since 2021 PSG. So sometimes he play badly. You know what happened? I will actually switch club one. I will actually, you kick like that. I might as well follow the other one. My passion for Messi just dies down in those difficult season of his life. I'm a huge fan, but still, I'm just a fan. Enthusiastic, loud, admirer of Messi. I don't even need to stay loyal to him at all times. Today, I think Jesus has a lot of fans. I don't say this easily. Yeah? I think today Jesus has a lot of fans. But he's not looking for fans. Jesus is looking for followers. Fans know a lot about Jesus. Plenty of us here. We know a lot about Jesus. But do you know him? That's the difference. We have fans that will come in today's Ignite. We cheer for Jesus when things are going well, when things don't demand very much from us. But when it's a difficult season in your life, we walk away from him. Fans who call ourselves Christians, but know very little of the sacrifice and pain Jesus did to bring us for salvation. Fans who aren't actually interested in following Jesus in what he just said. Today, there are a lot of fans, but Jesus is looking for followers. Fans are people who want to be close enough to Jesus, believe in him to get all the benefits that Jesus offers, but are not willing to do what he requires from us. Is this you today? Are you a fan or a follower of Jesus? Make no mistake, young people, Jesus is not looking for a base of fans, cheering him out. Pastor Daniel say what? It's not about how high you jump. And some of us can jump very high, touch ceilings or more. But that is not the qualification. Jesus is looking for followers. And follow his way. Follow his vision. And his vision is deny yourself, pick up your cross, and follow him through every seasons of your life, COVID or not. Can I hear an amen? Thank you for listening. God bless you.